from the audience or the committee? Seeing none, that was easy. I'd like to turn our attention to Senate Bill 2. Committee, it is my intention to work this bill today. It will take a slightly different path because some of the conferees had asked for some amendments that were more judiciary in nature, fairly substantial. And so I have asked the president if we kick this out to look at that and possibly refer that to judiciary. But I do want to go ahead and work the bill because there's one amendment that's brought up that I thought was pretty important. It's pretty simple, I hope. Adam, you want to brief us on the bill?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As a quick reminder, Senate Bill 2 would provide that individuals who are found to have a revoked driver's license as a result of driving a motor vehicle when such person's license was canceled, suspended, or revoked for failure to comply with a traffic citation may apply for restricted driving privileges. Individuals would not qualify for the restricted driving privileges if such person has been convicted for driving with a canceled, suspended, or revoked license more than 3 times. The Division of Vehicles would be instructed to rescind such restricted driving privileges if the person would be found guilty of another violation that would result in a suspension, revocation, or cancellation.
Committee, questions for Adam? Seeing none, I do have an amendment. It is an amendment that was discussed with Marilyn Harp and I believe it was Lacey Black from Driver's Control. Give the committee just a moment to read this. While we're doing that, I'd make a motion to add this amendment to Senate Bill 2. Seconded by Senator Dietrich. This amendment just goes on to add the 3 years. Someone could be suspended for 3 years, and instead of giving them a restricted driver's license for just a period of 1 year and then having the following 2 years, it would allow them to have the restricted driver's license for all 3 years. Any questions or comments? Senator Warren.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Maybe this is a question for the reviser. What does a restricted license allow someone to do?
Adam?
Sure. See, actually, it's not on this section. You have to look more. It's on the. Let me pull the cut off on the printed. Sorry, section on the. Yeah, it's actually on page 3 of the bill, which unfortunately wasn't printed here. Allow them to go to or return from the person's place of employment or schooling, going to or returning from an appointment with a healthcare provider during a medical emergency, going to or returning from probation or parole meetings, drug or alcohol counseling, or any place the person is required to go by court.
I have the bill here. What lines on page 3?
1 through 6.
I see lines 1 through 6. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Further questions? Senator Tyson, we're on an amendment. Excellent. I know you follow along online lots of times as you're running. With that, seeing no further questions, all those in favor of the amendment signify by saying aye. Those opposed? Amendment is adopted. Committee, what's your pleasure on this bill? Senator Dietrich.
Mr. Chair, I'd make a motion that we pass this bill out as amended.
Favorable for passage?
Favorable for passage, thank you.
Do we have a second by Senator Reddy?
Second, thank you.
Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Those opposed? No. Do you wish your no to be recorded? The bill is moved out favorable for passage. Committee, that's all I had on the agenda for today. One reminder is the budget should be coming in. We should be getting a copy of the budget directly. Florence will be emailing that. I plan on hearing the budget on Tuesday and trying to work it on Thursday. That'll give you time for any amendments or to review it. Senator Tyson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would request with the budget information, I know they're supposed to do a project-based budget, if they did that or not, but I'd also request a 5-year look back on budget and versus actual expenditures, if we could get that for the committee.
Merle's shaking his head yes. You want to respond to that?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. We can provide you a copy of the performance measures that were submitted by the agency, and we can provide a look back, 5-year look back of actual expenditures for the agency.
Thank you. Any further business to come before the committee? Committee, I do not intend to meet on Friday or Monday, so tomorrow will be the last day for individual bill introductions in the committee. If you have a bill that you just absolutely need to introduce, you might introduce it in another committee that is meeting and can request it be referred here. I know there's one license plate bill that's out there floating that they're trying to get this sorted out, but seeing no further business, we are adjourned.